Let's watch this. This is from the Vaush Pit, and yes,
Didn't
for anyone to know, his video will be linked below.
JFK allow the Bay of Pigs to fumble? Okay, so the Bay of
What?
Pigs wasn't JFK's plan. Like the
It
military
wasn't
brass that
his
wanted to go through with it,
plan.
the CIA, like they had been planning that for a while. They wanted to retake Cuba basically, like via the proxy of the expatriated Cubans. JFK wasn't
Basically, we're supposed to take over Cuba.
really like in favor of the plan, but he also didn't really stop it. So his compromise was just letting it happen and not supporting them. So
So basically, he allowed it to happen, but he did not support it. So he did not want to send American forces in to just take over the country.
you know, kind of like the worst, kind of the worst thing you could do, really. Yeah, honestly. Like, I guess it's better than him fully committing to it.
And yes, I do recommend you guys visiting his video and liking it until.
Castro was a paranoid freak that was aware of all angles. Is it paranoia if all of your paranoia is correct? Like, are you paranoid of being murdered by the CIA, or are you just aware that
Most dictators are beyond paranoid. Even the Russian leader is basically paranoid that his men will literally send him to the afterlife.
that could happen at any moment, right? Like, I don't know if that counts as paranoia, really. It's just sort of, that's just sort of you accurately, you know,
Great power comes with great responsibility. If you're on the top, someone below might want the power and you being sent to the afterlife.
identifying yeah. And he loved milk. He loved ice cream. Yeah. Castro came over to the United States and fell in love with ice cream. Tried to clone that cow. In 1961, the CIA, look, God, Fidel Castro and dairy is its own Wikipedia article. He had an obsession with dairy products, known to eat large quantities of ice cream, and once ate between 18 and 28 scoops of it after a meal. During the ongoing American
Man, that's a lot of ice cream. I only like maybe a few scoops at tops.
embargo against Cuba, Castro sent his ambassador to Canada to purchase and ship him 28 containers of ice cream from Howard Johnson's, which was the largest restaurant chain in the U.S. at the time. In 1961, the CIA tried to use Castro's love of ice cream against him. Every day at the time, Castro ordered a chocolate milkshake from the Havana Libre Hotel lunch counter. Richard Bissell Jr., the CIA deputy director for plans, offered Sam Giancana and Santo Traficante Jr., the heads of the Chicago and Tampa crime families, $150,000.
Yipes. And at that time, that's a lot of money. That's close to $1 million right there.
In order to assassinate Castro. They gave a pill of botulinum toxin to a waiter with the goal of putting it in Castro's chocolate milkshake, but the pill froze to the side of the hotel's freezer and broke. This was one of over 600 failed assassination.
Yipes. He must have had something on his side to protect him.
Attempts on Castro by the CIA.
To survive that much, there must have been a reason he did not die.
I know I mispronounce it and I don't care. Here's a list of all of them.
And yes, this guy does really great work. I have been following him for quite a while, just not on this account.
This is nowhere near all of them. Have you heard of the time that they sent a female assassin, but he was so good at sex that she turned? Yeah, he seduced her, yeah. Staggering number of assassination
Yipes. He made the operate love him more.
plots. 5 phases in the assassination attempts, fully just going through the manila envelopes labeled A through Z, you know? Like, just trying to find one that works.
I've watched this guy's NFT thing, where he made the NFT. I actually watched the whole entire series.
One of these attempts involved
Or at least the whole entire video.
the chemical with comparable effects to LSD sprayed in the air of the room where Castro would broadcast from the radio station with the goal of making him lose composure and speak erratically while on air. Another early attempt relied
And yes, I know I don't have a beard. I had grown one this long
on the knowledge that he loved diving. The CIA
at one time.
created an infected diving suit that would kill Castro slowly, by lining the suit with tuberculosis. The infected diving suit did not succeed. The plan was betrayed, and Castro learned of the attempt. Rooftop within rifle range of Castro. Identifies team leader. Man, I want like a full list, you know? Allegedly, after several unsuccessful attempts to introduce poison to Castro's food, Horta abruptly demanded to be let out of the mission, handing over the job to another unnamed participant. What in the Home Alone shit is this? Yeah. Some of them were part of the covert CIA program dubbed Operation Mongoose, aimed at toppling the Cuban government. The assassination attempts reportedly involved cigars poisoned with that toxin, the scuba diving suit, along with a booby-trapped conch placed at the sea bottom. How will we assassinate Castro, sir? I know.
They must have used every single way to send him to the afterlife.
We know he loves diving. We will place...
And each one failed.
An alluringly beautiful conch shell that we have rigged with C4 in an atoll near...
Don't worry, the sea life can extra add vibrations to their body.
Bye. Yeah, we painted a fake tunnel on a mountain wall that he will drive into. An exploding cigar, plain mafia-style execution.
Yeah, anything and everything is okay in their books.
Endeavors. One of the attempts to kill him was by his ex-lover Marita Lawrence, who he met in 59. She agreed to aid the CIA and attempted to smuggle a jar of cold cream, of course it's dairy, containing poison pills into his room. When Castro learned about her intentions, he reportedly gave her a gun and told her to kill him, but her nerves failed. Some plots aimed not at murder, but at character assassination. They, for example, involved using thallium salts to destroy Castro's famous beard. Radio studio LSD. Can you blame Castro for...
This is why dictators are so paranoid. They're going to be sent to the afterlife sooner or later. Oh, I heard about the latest, it was less than 24 hours, about the one guy from another country whose helicopter crashed.
For encouraging the
into a mountain.
Soviet Union to launch the nukes at America during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Can you blame him? I can't blame him. After all this is pretty relentless. They really did not like Castro. Khrushchev, literally the only...
And that's the biggest reason why the North Korean leader does not fly aircraft. He just uses basically trains, because it's harder to let it plummet from the sky.
Adult in the room? Yeah. I think the only way to kill Castro is from heartbreak, by telling him his firstborn child was lactose intolerant. Tell him he's lactose intolerant, you know? Remind why they wanted to kill Castro so badly. Honestly, a lot of it was just that the CIA was humiliated that they had failed up until that point and wanted to keep trying. A lot of it was just Cuba is right off the US coast, and they didn't like the idea of a Soviet ally being like 5 minutes away from Miami, you know? But a lot of it was just committing to the bit. Reminder, Khrushchev once sulked at his wife for a week because he couldn't go to Disneyland. There is like, this happens to every major communist leader, which is that they get weirdly obsessive over something Western and then like pine for it as they continue to wage war against the capitalist pig dogs. You know, like this kept happening all the time. Like constantly this happened. Stalin was Western movies. Yeah. When he went to New York to visit the UN, he was asked if he had a bulletproof vest, so he opened his shirt to prove he didn't have one.
Siempre está protegido con su traje.
¿Cuál traje?
What suit?
Everybody says you always have
Sé
a
que todo el mundo
bulletproof
dice que usted tiene un chaleco a prueba de balas.
No.
You can see his bare chest saying, "Yeah, I have nothing protecting me."
Voy a desembarcar así en Nueva
I
York.
will land in New York like this.
Tengo un
I will
chaleco.
land in New York like this.
Tengo un chaleco moral.
I have a moral one.
Literally, okay, I love Castro so much. No American president, not even LBJ, competes in Riz. But like, yeah, I am armored. You know, communism protects me from assassination attempts. Love that he's smoking a cigar on a subway car. Yeah, very committed. Gorbachev got blackpilled when he visited Canada and had a walk with Soviet ambassador to Canada while waiting for dinner from Canadian government officials. Yeah, there are stories of this, man. It's so funny. Where like Gorbachev like fell in love with a Western grocery store or something. Seriously, this happened with like every one of the. Did Mao have a version of this? Was that did at any point did Mao have a version of this? Mangoes? No. I mean, falling in love with some Western thing. Kim Jong-un loves basketball. Oh yeah, that's right. I love this.
Oh yeah, he had a basketball player come to North Korea.
Shit, man. It makes me so happy. Kim Jong-un wanted famous U.S. basketball players as part of denuclearization deal. How funny is this? To normalize relations between the United States and North Korea, they asked that the United States send famous basketball players. No deal was reached at that summit. Georgy Zhukov loved soda so much he asked Coca-Cola to make a clear version of Coke and send it in vodka bottles so no one would realize that was what he was drinking. Really? I can't do this, man. I can't
Yipes.
do this. I can't do this. White Coke, a clear variant of Coca-Cola produced in the 40s at the request of the Marshal of the Soviet Union, Zhukov. So he could pretend it was vodka.
He did not want to show people that he loves Western drinks.
So he's just like, oh, no. Oh, you're not drinking Coca-Cola again, are you, Premier Zhukov? No. I know, just vodka.
That's so freaking funny.
Marshall, not sorry, I just...
That's so funny. They get mad that he's drinking Coca-Cola.
said Premier Marshall, yeah, Marshall. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's not Premier Marshall. The colorless version of Coca-Cola was bottled using straight clear glass bottles with a white cap and a red star in the middle. Fuck. Do you think there's...
Man, they went above and beyond. Actually, when you got a guy who was worth millions, especially at that time, compared to today, it's easy to change it.
still some of these out there? This is like golden caps in New Vegas, okay? Finding one of the original white Coke bottles. Holy shit, they have to be out there, right? Here we go. Is this it? No, it's this, I think. It's this. Yeah, a clear, unmarked bottle with clear Coke inside, with a white cap and a red star. I think that's it, right there. Holy shit, that's so funny, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. To hide the fact that he likes Coca-Cola, he must went through a lot of it.
Didn't someone earlier say that this happened with Deng and Iowa? Who was the person who said that? There's a non-zero chance that Boris Yeltsin
Like and subscribe and comment for more, and yeah.
got turned away from communism. Yes! Yes! In '89, Boris Yeltsin went an unscheduled visit to a Randall's supermarket, and
also visit his channel too. It'll be in the links in the description.
it changed him. Xi Jinping loves Midwest America. Okay, that one's next. That one's next. Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. Shoppers and employees stopped him to shake his hand, say hello. And in 1989, not everyone was carrying a smartphone in their pocket. No one had a smartphone in 1989. So Yeltsin's selfies weren't a thing yet. What publication is this? What is this? Who are you writing this to? Tweens? Okay. Yeltsin asked customers about what they were buying and how much it cost, later asking the store manager if one needed a special education to manage a store. In the Chronicle photos, you can see him marveling at the produce section, the fresh fish market, and the checkout counter. He looked especially excited about frozen pudding pops. Dude's rock. Dude's rock, man. Even Boris Yeltsin in this moment, he gets to be included in the dude's rock.
He's seeing how the United States works their grocery stores and that.
Logic. Quote, even the Politburo doesn't have this choice. Not even Mr. Gorbachev, he said. Visiting, this is ultimate Western this is ultimate capitalist victory right here.
Yeah, it shows communist equals you get nothing, and you come to the United States and you get a ton of stuff. Magically, you can get more underneath the United States. And if you go to Russia, even right now, you'll get a bunch of lies all the time.
A Russian leader visiting and just being baffled by like a regular Midwestern supermarket, like the opulence of this place.
And the other country, I'm not gonna say you might be lucky if you survive after having lunch.
Exceeds that of our greatest leaders, you know? That
And that's a normal person.
which can be accessed by our greatest leaders. Someone had to get Putin into a Costco. If you brought like early Putin, like before, like right at the beginning, right after the coup, into a Costco, we would live in a peaceful world today. I guarantee it, 100%. A Dave and Buster's. Bring Putin. If we had only brought Vladimir Putin to a Dave and Buster's in like 92 or something, we could have prevented so much pain. When he was told through his interpreter that there were thousands of items in the store for sale, he didn't believe it. He had even thought that the store was staged, a show for him. Little did he know that countless stores just like it existed all over the country, some with even more things than Randall's.
So basically, he went to a medium-sized store in the United States. Yeah. My little Walmart I have in town will probably be a lot bigger, especially now. And with countless of tons of stuff.
They offered him free cheese samples. About a year after the Russian leader left office.
He never expected free cheese samples. Oh, this is just normal for everyone.
A Yeltsin biographer later wrote that on the plane ride to Yeltsin's next destination, Miami, he was despondent. He couldn't stop thinking about the plentiful food at the grocery store and what his countrymen had to subsist on in Russia. In Yeltsin's own autobiography, he wrote about the experience at Randall's, which shattered his view of communism. According to pundits, 2 years later, he left the Communist Party and began making reforms to all the...
He left communists because he sees how bad it is underneath communists. How little amount of food, how little you have, how poor you are compared to America at that time. Yes, today's standards, food is very expensive. But still, you have more than if you would go to Russia or other countries similar to them. I'm not going to say the other country. The last country I won't say. You're going to be lucky if you even have food on the table.
The entirety of the Russian shock doctrine, all of it, entirely down to Yeltsin like having a frozen pudding pop at a Randall's. Absolute overwhelming Western cultural victory. No contest. God.
And think about it, there's dumb people who think communists should come to the United States. Do they want to have food on the table? Do they want freedom? Yeah, we're giving you freedom, but underneath communists, that protest will be sent to the afterlife very fast.
Gorbachev Pizza Hut too. Yeah, what do you do after the Soviet Union collapses? You appear in a fucking Western pizza ad. God. When I saw those shelves crammed with hundreds, thousands of cans, cartons, and goods of every
people don't realize in the United States how much freedom they have compared to Russia and other countries. They don't realize how much we have in comparison to them. The rights we have, which are basically our forefathers made for all of us against England, and made the rights for the United States. We want freedom. We want liberty. We want justice. We do not want someone ruling over us and taking us over. We want freedom of using guns to protect ourselves. Some people are against gun rights. You know what? Look at Florida. There are people breaking into people's houses kind of dropped by a rock, because if you break into someone's house, they're allowed to shoot you dead. Easy. Break into my house, 12-gauge shotgun waiting for you, loaded with buckshot.
Possible sort.
And that's if you live in the state of Florida. The owner of the house, it'd be a normal day, just get the morgue guy over here to clean up the corpse.
First time I felt, quite frankly, sick with despair for the Soviet people.
And yes, that's a law in state of Florida. And the person who owned the house will not be charged because the guy came in his house going to hurt him, so he has the right to shoot.
Oh my God. We
and the crime rate of that dropped down to 0.
love humiliating our defeated enemies like the Romans. Yeah. Khrushchev visited Iowa and
Mainly because people did not want to be sent to the afterlife every so often.
was so impressed. Yeah, Khrushchev visited Iowa and was so impressed by corn and how fat our farmers were, he reorganized Soviet agricultural law afterwards.
Yeah, the thing about Americans, you when you say that America is not rich, we don't have a ton of money. You look at American people, some of them weigh like 300 pounds. Even I weigh a lot. I have plenty of food. But there's some Americans that are lucky to have anything on the edge. I'm just fortunate I have cash on hand and I have a lot of stuff. But I'm not rich. I just don't buy dumb things I don't really need.
Look at him. Look, the famous photo of Gorbachev laughing as he pats the fat belly of an American. This is... Oh.
That American was more like a guy who, it was a regular Joe, who probably worked at a farm. You know, that's a farmer guy. He's not making nearly what that guy, that Gorbachev, was making. He's not a rich guy. He'd be selling his stuff at a farm. Farmers don't make a ton, but man, they can deal with pain.
Oh my God. It's so good. This was the closest we...
If you think your arm is hurting, the farmer, and you might be screaming in pain, a farmer won't pay attention. Their leg could be dangling, and they had crushed their pelvis, and they won't care.
ever came to war.
And they'll crawl to the nearest phone to get the ambulance there so they can be patched up. Might take half a year for them to start walking again.
Peace. This was the closest we ever came. Khrushchev just laughing and patting a beer belly on an American.
My mom was told by the doctor she'll never be able to walk without a cane. She's walking pretty easy, lifting boxes without a cane. And I'm not joking. She, in 4 months, she was not walking without a cane anymore. The doctor said she might never walk again after her stroke. And she's walking, she's doing stuff, she's cleaning her house without me.
Farmer. This was as
I mean her apartment.
close as we came. Oh my God. Khrushchev famously threw a hissy fit when he was denied going to Disneyland. He's not the only one. Khrushchev barred from Disneyland. September 19th, 1959. He was not allowed to visit Disneyland, ostensibly for security reasons. I would very much like to go and see Disneyland, but then we cannot guarantee your safety, they say. Then what must I do? Commit suicide? We have come to this town where lives the cream of American art. And just imagine a premier.
I have never been to Disneyland, or Disney World, or Florida, or where it is. I barely travel.
A Soviet representative when I came to...
But man, have I saw some of the inner websites which you cannot get access to. Because how I got access was by, you could say a family member had access to one of their websites.
Down
which you literally have to be employed by them.
here to this city, I was given...
I don't remember the website very much.
Given a plan, a program of what I was to be shown and who I was to meet here. But just now I was told I could not go to Disneyland. I asked, why not? What is it? Do you have rocket launching pads there? I do not know. And just listen to what I was told, to what reason I was told. We, which means the American authorities, cannot guarantee your safety if you go there. What is it? Is there an epidemic of cholera there or something? Or have gangsters taken...
Because they're worried he might be sent to the afterlife.
over the place, it can destroy me. Then what must I do? Commit suicide? This is the situation I am in. Your guest. For me, the situation is...
He would dropped over dead just to go to Disneyland. Oh, if you guys wondering, a commercial popped up.
It's inconceivable. I cannot find the words to explain this to my people. Sinatra, who was seated next to Mrs. Khrushchev, leaned over to actor David Niven and said, "Tell the old broad you and I will take him down there this afternoon." A State Department official later said that Mrs. Khrushchev and her daughters were welcome to tour Disneyland, but she decided to remain with her husband. The next morning, Khrushchev continued his trip through California, eventually returning to Washington for an unproductive summit meeting with Dwight Eisenhower. There you go.
He would not mind being sent to the afterlife, and after this trip, he decided to quit the Communist Party.
Oh, it's not only him either. Oh my god. In May 2001, Kim Jong-nam was arrested in Japan on arrival in Narita International Airport, accompanied by 2 women and a 4-year-old boy, traveling forward to Dominican passport in his alias after being detained in China, where he said he was traveling to Japan to visit Tokyo Disneyland. The incident caused his father to...
Oh, that guy's not in our world anymore. He's in the afterlife because he was poisoned.
Cancel a planned visit to China due to the embarrassment it caused him. Son of
Yeah, I was right. That guy was sent to the afterlife by his family.
Eldest son of Kim Jong II. Yeah. He was considered the heir apparent to his father. He was thought to have fallen out of favor after embarrassing the regime with a failed attempt to visit Tokyo Disneyland with a false passport. You have lost the mandate of heaven, son. You have broken the Juche code by trying to visit capitalist Disneyland.
He did enough to have his family say, "We don't need you around anymore. Time to go to the afterlife."
That got him out of the royal bloodline. It is over. I love this photo so much. So much. Kim 1 and 2 did go to Disneyland, though. God almighty. I want to see if I can get a better photo. Here we go. There we go. There's Khrushchev being astounded by the excess fat on just a humble American farmer.
This is just a regular old farmer who worked today and probably barely thought he probably told his family, "Yeah, I saw him. That's me." He hanged that picture up on his wall. Man, that was the best day of the life. Seeing the Soviet leader.
Opulence
or higher up.
And luxury, the likes of which a Soviet leader could not even fathom. I love how happy he is. Yeah. Look at it. He's so happy with our corn. Man, this all used to be so much funnier, man. I mean, I know the Cold War wasn't funny, but it also really was. Like, come on. You don't get photos like this anymore. Everything's so automated. You're not going to get like Xi Jinping is not going to visit America and like go to a state fair and hold up like a 3-pound cinnamon roll with like literally like IRL pogging, going like, wow, he's not going to lose faith in the great Chinese.
Oh, if you think I spent a lot of money on this power chair I only spent $34 on parts because I found it by the trash where I live, and all it required was a controller and a power cord.
Chinese experiment, because
otherwise the thing was perfectly clean, looked brand new.
Saw a bushel of corn.
And sorry, I'm looking over here because that's where my thing is. My camera is right there.
That's what I want. Okay, I want the leaders of enemy nations to be humbled and confused by the size of our produce. Oh, is it ill? Oh, I got confused. I normally see it with a capital L to distinguish it. Yeah, Kim Jong. I was confused there. Kim Jong II, Kim Jong Il. That's me being stupid. Forgive me. Castro playing some baseball. Don't the Cubans like baseball? Don't they have like? Doesn't Cuba have like its own version?
This guy does such a great work. He is fantastic. And yes, I've watched, I don't know how many episodes of Vaush Pit. My one account alone has both of his channels that I watch. There's days out there I watch them like crazy.
Of baseball that's basically just baseball, but like tiny differences. Xi Jinping's surprising ties to rural Iowa. Okay, maybe I was wrong about Xi Jinping and the corn husk.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say what I just thought of.
It's just baseball. Did I say basketball the second time? I meant baseball.
Welcome, Vice President the leader of China.
See, you don't see stuff like this anymore. Okay? You don't see good stuff like this anymore. Man, we used to be a real country. G was an exchange student as a kid in Iowa. Old friends from Iowa to California dinner.
So the Chinese leader has been made it to America. So like and subscribe and comment for more. I'm going to do some videos similar to this, but I'm going to do my gaming videos too because I can't really do too much of this because I'm a game nut. Otherwise, bye for now.